Hey everyone, welcome to the Hope Youth Podcast, round 2. Look, obviously this week it's going to look a little different because we have to record in our separate houses, but or like offices as Isaac is in. But yeah, I'd like to introduce you to our guest, Isaac Radcliffe.
Hello.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy. He's if you don't know, he's been a youth leader at Door of Hope for quite a while now, and he works in creative at Door of Hope as well. He does everything. He does sound, he does a little bit of lighting, a lot of like computer tech, a lot more sound, a lot more. He does guitar. I've seen him play the drums. I reckon he could know enough piano to save his life. And he's also a boss at the Triangle.
That's true.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you for having me.
Summed it up really well. Obviously, Isaac, welcome.
That was a beautiful introduction.
Thank you. I worked really hard on that. Took me a few hours.
I can tell.
Yeah, good.
A few hours.
Well, I've had all this time at home, man. Okay, so one of the questions that I'll be asking you again, this is just like fun intro questions. How long have you had your moustache for? And what are your plans for it? Like, what is the future for your moustache, your facial hair?
I've nearly had it for an entire year. So my first mustache, I grew it for 100 days, shaved it. And then this has been growing for nearly a year since. So pretty good. I'd like to get it all the way down my face, eventually get the nice handlebar going, but that's taken a lot of time. So I'm happy with this for now. So
so good. Last time we did a podcast, I had Pastor Ollie up in the Hope Youth, and we're talking about a lot of different things, a plethora of different things. But one of the things that he mentioned is, you would have heard this, that he does not believe that pineapple belongs on pizza.
Oh.
And what are your views on that? I want to know.
I have been a strong advocate all my life that pineapple does belong on pizza.
Amen.
When I was younger, anytime we got pizza as a family, I'd always get Hawaiian, because who doesn't love pineapple pizza? Ham and pineapple is everyone's favorite as a kid, I reckon. So even as I've got older, always got to go back to the pineapple pizza every once in a while. So I will always say that pineapple belongs on pizza. And if you say it doesn't, you are wrong.
No, we want you to still turn up to Hope Youth. We want you to be a part of this family. We accept everyone, regardless of what you believe. And that goes for all things, including the pineapple and pizza debate, and if you're wrong, that's amazing. You've got a great friend in the form of Pastor Oliver who loves you and accepts you. Yep. And we still do, but we obviously disagree because we both believe that pineapple belongs on pizza.
Pineapple does belong on pizza.
Yeah.
I'll ask you the same thing. What's your plans with your facial hair, Samuel, through this isolation period?
Great question. I was and will probably continue to be a massive fan of shaving every day or every second day. However, I actually was feeling everyone was giving me like different goals for these 4 weeks, because in Tasmania we have 4 weeks of isolation up ahead, which is great, but because it's going to keep our state healthy, which is the best thing. But during the 4 weeks I was like, what do I want to get done aside from work and university and whatnot? And I was like, I'm not going to shave for 4 weeks, and we'll see what happens. I could hate it, and then I'll just go back to shaving every 2 days. But so right now,
you got the flannel on. You can have that lumberjack vibe going.
Yeah, I want to look like Hugh Jackman in 4 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to work out a lot more.
And here is our fitness regime to get into Hugh Jackman's shape.
Now. Actually, we should totally give a fitness
5,000 push-ups.
Yeah, we could do that. I reckon we should do a fitness regime.
Yes. The fitness podcast, everyone.
The fitness podcast. Hope Youth does weights.
I'm like the least qualified person to run a fitness podcast, but who cares?
Who do you, no, doesn't matter. We'll move on.
Mark.
We don't need to talk.
It's Mark.
We encourage fitness. Oh yeah, Mark would probably lead it. Yeah, but we encourage fitness for everyone, but we're not going to teach it. That is not our skill.
I have a question for you.
All right, hit me.
You, as you mentioned, your younger brothers are being homeschooled, and you were homeschooled through grade 10. Is it a bit easier to be productive at home, considering you've been through that for the majority of your life in the past?
I would say 100%. One of the biggest things that I found in homeschooling is that there was a lot of focus on how much you can push yourself, like self-motivation. So
Mm-hmm.
being given the work and told that as long as you finish it, that's the work for the day. And
Yeah.
that's kind of transferred into how I approached university, like online uni. So again, I have the work to do and I'm either going to do it or I'm not. And so I just have to kind of buckle down and get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Something else that homeschooling, I think, taught was that like just getting comfortable with all my family members. So we work around each other quite well. And this is something else for you guys who are like isolated in your homes. Like if you feel like your family's kind of getting at your nerves, which is 100% normal, it happens to everyone. We can both testify to that. But, you know, if you feel like that's happening, honestly, what I've found is that I go to corner, I go to my bedroom, I go to the garage as it was today or outside. And I just kind of like do my own thing, put my headphones in, knuckle down and get what I need to get done. And that helped me a lot. And then we get back and we're totally fine after everyone's kind of chilled out.
Yeah. Nice.
So it works quite well.
Mm-hmm.
But Isaac, like what's happened is that over the last week or two, we've had church shut down. Our youth group's gone completely online. Also follow us on YouTube. But yeah, our youth group's gone completely.
Facebook.
And Instagram. And everything else. Well, yeah.
Plug everything.
We've got so much stuff coming to you guys. It's going to be amazing. But back to what I was saying, that everything's shut down in terms of like stuff that you would go to. And I'm not saying that your faith or anyone else's faith is reliant on being at church or reliant on being at youth group, but I really feel like this opportunity, like this isolation, being in the house, has given each of us the opportunity to kind of grow our faith, that we'll get out of this situation way stronger with Jesus and way much more healthy in our relationship with him than beforehand, because we have to focus on him and not church. What are your thoughts on that, man?
I think it can definitely be a bit easier to grow your relationship with God. I think everyone has a bit more free time nowadays that they'd be doing schoolwork or on the bus or going to their actual job that they can't do anymore. Yeah. So I think it's a perfect opportunity for everyone to sort of be able to grow in their faith. And I think for me personally, I think even with church and youth group being shut down, I think having that strong foundation of faith in the first place meant that it wouldn't slip away from me. Not being able to go to church to grow my relationship with God, I sort of had that foundation and I could keep it going at home. So I think the more time that we all have now, we shouldn't use it as an excuse to not be doing anything, but we can take it and help grow our relationship with God and take that time to spend with God. I mean,
come on,
you take like 10, 15 minutes to drive to school every morning. You could spend that time reading your Bible or praying now. I mean, endless possibilities.
No, it's awesome. When do you find is the best time for you to do your quiet time with God? Like when do you do it? When's prime time?
I'm very much not a morning person, given that sometimes I'm not awake in the morning. So I listen to worship music throughout the day, but that isn't necessarily my quiet time. It's generally I'll read the Bible is the last thing I'll do before going to bed, and I'll pray if I want to listen to some worship music or do something like that. Do it, but I think for me personally, it's a bit easier for me to do it at night time, not super late at night, but sort of the last main thing I'm doing before going to bed is go through my Bible plan for the day and look into that a bit more, and then spend some time in prayer, praying for people and situations and stuff. So
definitely, man, that's great. And that just goes to show, like for me personally, I'm like, I get up at like 6:30 every morning. I'm doing and I do the coffee, because coffee is amazing, and it has that's one of the first things. But like after that, it's like Bible time, like write in a journal if I can, put on the worship music, which is always like a thing, and then just spend time in prayer. And I think it's just really important not to get, it's weird because we have more time now in isolation. We do definitely. I think everyone, all the students are basically home now, and everyone has more time. But it's easy still with more time to get distracted, I think, with stuff.
Yeah.
And like, honestly, I'm really looking forward to this opportunity that we have in the coming weeks, because like, it's going to challenge me to spend more time in the I heard it put really well this morning by someone else. Like I was just listening to this leader, and this person was saying that because everything else in our life is slowing down, what's in our heart is going to be magnified. Like what's going on in here is actually going to speak louder because everything else in our world is slowing down. I was like, whoa, I got to make sure that Jesus is like the king of my heart. I got to make sure he's my number, like my foundation, in times of trouble, like making sure that happens so that he gets magnified during this week, like these weeks coming ahead, nothing else.
Nice.
Yeah. What do you think challenge should be for our young people, man? As we sign off today?
I think the whole inviting people thing can be a challenge. I think telling your friends at school to come to youth group or come to church is a bit daunting for them because they think it's like a Christian event or something and they have to be there in person. And I think there's the perception that people will just come up and ask them questions that they won't know or that sort of thing. But now that we're all online, it's a different opportunity. There's no one there in person to sort of intimidate them or that sort of thing. So I think the opportunity to invite people is so much greater now that we don't have to turn up in person, that they can sort of have the comfort of being at their own house still, but they get to join in with us as well, which is a great opportunity, I think. And then when we do eventually come back in person, I think it'll be easier for them to come in knowing what to sort of expect from youth group as well. Awesome. So
I love that, man.
Yeah, so invite two or three of your friends, even for this Friday night would be great, I reckon.
Yeah, because this Friday we're going live at 7 o'clock and we're going live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. But yeah, invite people, just see what happens. Come on, because it's an opportunity. It's all you need to do. This is the best part. All you need to do is just click share. And that's it. You can just be like, hey, watch this. And that's it. That's the move. That's the challenge completed. I don't know. And I think if I was to give a challenge out, I think I'd just encourage like you guys, you young people, like everyone, just to put in like a habit, like a healthy habit, during this, like these weeks, like, you know, when you're by yourself or in your home. And if that's reading the Bible for an extra 5 minutes or picking a Bible verse, like I personally, I think you should go read Psalm 46. That's one of my favorite Psalms of all time. Pastor Ollie mentioned it like a week or two ago, but yeah, get a healthy habit going. Like maybe pray in the first thing in the morning and just thank God for his protection and his goodness. Yeah.
Nice.
So good. Well,
and I like to just say something as well. Something I'm sort of excited for is when we all get to come back together in person. I think coming together every week for youth group, you can sort of take it for granted and you're used to seeing the same people. But I think there'll be such a greater joy seeing those people again when we can actually join together in person. I think
100%.
It's going to be so exciting and so much fun to get to come back together whenever that will be. But I think it'll be such a good time for everyone again. Definitely. So excited for that.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely look forward to that because I like honestly what you said, Isaac. Like it's just going to get crazy. We're going to have the most lit party ever when we're allowed back in, when everyone's allowed to see each other. Just going to
spend all the youth budget that we don't.
All the youth budget. We'll blow it all. I'm not really sure
on pineapple pizza.
Yeah. Also, those cool dinosaur inflatable costumes. We'll do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. There you go. Dinosaur inflatable costumes. It's on the list. Well, if you guys have any ideas of other stuff that we can blow money on, or any questions about what to do in this isolation, or if you just want, people to reach out, contact us. We've got our Zoom squads running every Friday night. We haven't decided the time yet, but definitely get connected because we're here for you. And again, we'll see you on the other side of this pandemic and the situation. But for now, I reckon we'll sign off. So thank you, Isaac. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it. All right, stay safe, everyone. We're praying for you. And yeah, we love you and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.